people of YouTube land? This is the Dodo Wrestling Fan here today to talk about E3 2017. Now, all I can say about this event is astonishing. Like, truly, genuinely astonishing. Like, I have so many things to talk about right now, and this is like a rather small video. However, I just want to discuss my overall insane hype for this game because, my god, it's just through the roof. Not the game, but the event as a collective. So, no doubt in my mind, the show stealer for me is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Freaking Tetsuya Nomura, my gaming hero, is doing what I can understand is a large amount of the art and character design for the game. And freaking Mitsuda is going to be doing the OST, like lead direction of the soundtrack for the game. Which basically means that Xenoblade Chronicles 2, not only does it have the prestigious name of Xenoblade on it, which is also Xenogears Xenosaga, it's the sequel to one of my favorite games ever made. And it has Final Fantasy and Chrono Pedigree mixed in with it? This is going to be one of the best games ever made. And I know I'm not going to regret saying that because this is going to be, I just know, one of my favorite games ever made. It's probably going to top the original, which says a lot about the quality and how excited I am for it. And then, ladies and gentlemen, this is more of a sidetrack, but after so many years of nothing, the last true Metroid game was Other M. We did get Federation Force, but no one really gave a crap about that. We get Metroid Prime 4, freaking Metroid Prime 4, and a 3DS 2D Metroid game, like the old school style games, like Metroid, Metroid 2, and then Super Metroid, with the Return of Samus. And then that's mentioned like fusions and things like that. So that is amazing all in its own right. The fact that we're getting not one, but two official main Metroid titles after 2010, 7 long years of waiting, we finally get another Metroid game, not to mention 2 of them? That's pretty unheard of, Nintendo, so I give you mad props for it. And then Fire Emblem Warriors. Like, I'm not even a Fire Emblem fan, but that game, my god, the voice acting, the graphics, the combat, it just looks so slick and fresh and amazing. Then Mario Odyssey. Oh my stars! My Mushroom Kingdoms, my oddly kissable lips of Princess Peach. My god, this game is looking like the greatest Mario adventure I have ever seen. Even the main title theme, like it has a title song with lyrics and everything in a Mario game. That is simply unheard of. That has never happened for as long as I can even remember. So it might even be like a better game. Like my favorite Mario game is Mario Galaxy, and that is a 10 out of 10. That's one of my top 10 favorite games ever made. I think Mario Odyssey will be able to top it from what we've seen, just from the creative gameplay aspects, the amazing level design, the creative hat mechanic. Like, it looks lit. It looks absolutely lit. And then we get one of the games that blew me away the most was Dragon Ball Z Fighters, or just Dragon Ball Fighters with a Z at the end, whatever you want to call it. That looks like it's going to be the greatest Dragon Ball game ever made, which says a lot considering the fact that Xenoverse 2 is, from what I understand, I own the game, is from what I understand an incredibly amazing game in its own right. And then you also have the Budokai games to live up to. However, this is more of a real fighting game like Super Dragon Ball Z, which was a fighting game back there. Burst Limit, Raging Blast, more of a game styled like that. And basically what Fighters is going to be is a complex Street Fighter version with freaking Guilty Gear styled graphics, which is just absolutely amazing. A traditional, very traditional fighting game, but it's going to be ultra competitive, and it's going to, like I said, be more issued like Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. And the visuals, like I said, the attention to detail that is seen in Dragon Ball Fighters is just mind-blowing to me. Like, even Goku, like, his aura when he goes Super Saiyan 1 in the trailer, and it represents the same exact, even the same swooshes that happened in the second intro of Dragon Ball Z. Like, that attention to detail is, like, mind-blowing. Xenoverse never got that right, and Xenoverse, quite frankly, ain't gonna have shit on this game once it comes out, because this is going to be the best. And don't you even dare think about giving me complaints how the roster's, oh my god, the roster's so short, it's gross, oh my god. Do you really want a game where it's like Android 17, then Super 17, then Park Ranger 17? Like, do you really need 3 versions of the exact same character? Like, oh, here's Broly Base, then here's Broly Super Saiyan, then here's Broly Legendary Super Saiyan, and then here's Broly Gaigakuran! Like, there's no real differences in gameplay style that we're seeing here. So a smaller roster with every character being very different from one another is exactly the way fighting games should be. No clones or anything. Just every single character having a very deep and engaging moveset, and you choose the one that you master and you get up there and you climb the ranks and you get competitive. That is going to be an amazing game. No doubt. And then speaking of fighting games, we get freaking a new Dissidia Final Fantasy game. Like, it's been, oh, what has it been, 6 years? 2011, yeah, early 2011, since Dissidia 012 Duodecim came out for the original PSP. And that game has been in arcades for a long time. It was in 2015 they signed a year-long exclusive deal with Japanese arcades, Square Enix did. So, you know, it could have a year-long exclusivity, and the game could actually be built for consoles as it was being in the arcade. Not only are we getting that arcade, we're getting, like, of course, everything in English and things like that, all translated nice, blah-de-blah-de-blah. But we're also getting a story mode, which is going to be really amazing. And my god, Koei Tecmo, you did an amazing job on the character models for this game. Like, a tear almost comes to my eyes when I see Lightning looking that good. It's amazing. It really is, because my inner fanboy screams bloody murder just at the sight of her looking that good, that clean, and then that combat, oh my god! And the particle effects with how her, like, the roses fly right out of the freaking swords that she gets when she summons Odin. I don't really know the term for them, oddly enough, but yeah, she gets like 2 giant cleavers, and how, like, what she does, whatever move it is, like Shocking Drive or whatever, I don't pay attention worth crap. But you see, like, the rose particles and the pink just fly out everywhere. It's just magical. Magical. A big news for everybody else was Shadow of the Colossus is getting a remake on PS4 early next year, which, I was never a gigantic fan of Shadow of the Colossus. However, I will admit that the remake looks absolutely, I've said that word a lot in this video, but I'm recording this video in like 40-degree heat. It's, forgive me for repeated words. And I'm hype as all hell, so, you know, that evens things out. But, yeah, it just looks incredible. Like, the visuals, the scale! You wouldn't think they could ever improve on the scale of the Colossi, but they actually did. You see the very first Colossi in the trailer, and it's just, bitch, that looks amazing. Like, I want to climb it and stab it in its head. That was my first instinct right there, and I want to see the black smoke swoosh out and then have Wanderer go, oh, I'm gonna fall down, and then have him get engulfed with black flames and stuff at the end. Regardless, just looks amazing, and I'm probably gonna play it. I'm gonna give it a shot, and hopefully they expand upon the story, because that was the thing that I did not like about the Shadow of the Colossus, was it just didn't have any story whatsoever. You were basically just a wanderer, and you were fighting big guys that weren't really bad. That's essentially all it was. Like, it had plot twists. It was an art game. It was art. The game was art. However, I expect art and game to be beautifully put together, which Shadow of the Colossus never fully did, in my opinion, because the game itself was pretty fun, but it lacked a lot. Oh, how could I forget the biggest, absolute biggest news? Final Fantasy 15 VR Fishing! Tetsuya Nomura, come over here so I can lick your testicles! My god! Fishing with Noctis in first-person perspective! That's my whole dream! That's my dream, baby! In case you're wondering, that was 100% sarcasm. So yeah, and I guess there was one console announcement that took place as well. The Xbox One X, or how I want to keep calling it, the Scorpio. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the specs on this monster, the specs on it are through the roof. And 4K gaming, 60 frames a second, well in 4K, astounding. And I wanted to save another big winner for E3 with me. How could I forget Assassin's Creed Origins? I am a gigantic Assassin's Creed fan. And this game is going to be a fairly interesting game in the series, because this is overriding Assassin's Creed 1 as the timeline's first game, We're going back to ancient Egypt, and I don't know much about the game, but I've seen the gameplay, I've seen the visuals, and that 4K on the Xbox One X is probably going to be the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. And the combat's been flushed out too. They just keep improving on combat, so much to the point where I think Assassin's Creed could actually have legit boss battles in this game. Like, at the very end, when you see our new assassin hold the arrows up to a Hydra-looking enemy, it's like, I sense that we might actually get proper tried and true boss battles from that game. And if that's the case, that's a step in the right direction, Ubisoft. And I'm really glad you didn't just rush the game out for your yearly deadline for Assassin's Creed games. I can tell you took your time on this, and it's going to be a quality product. I think it's going to be one of the best Assassin's Creed games since Assassin's Creed 2, all the way back in 2009. That is how sure I am that this will be a certified classic of the series. But that is pretty much what I am absolutely hyped for E3. We got so much news. 2 new Metroid games, a brand new Dragon Ball game, Xenoblade 2, Dissidia Final Fantasy, Assassin's Creed Origins. I wasn't expecting anything from this E3, and I've gone away with absolute goosebumps. I cannot wait until early 2018 because that seems to be the reoccurring meme of the year. And like I said, I don't know if I did state this because this is my second time recording the video, but Kingdom Hearts 3, D23 next month, let's get that release date. That's all I need to say. The game couldn't have looked any better than what it did. Kingdom, my god. My freaking god. I'm at a loss for words. And that's the first time that you will ever hear me at a loss of words is today. I am just through the roof with joy. Pure, genuine, unadulterated joy for what is coming to us in the way of gaming over the course of the next year. So with that being said, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe for more videos like this in the future. This is DodoWrestlingFan, signing out.